What's going on, Halloween fans? Maybe that should be my new opening for my pre-recorded videos. What's going on, Halloween fans? Even when we're not talking about Halloween, I'll just say it. And everybody's like, what are we talking about Halloween? I thought we were talking about Freddy. What the hell's going on here? Okay, so what do I mean when I say that I believe the Shape, Michael Myers, if you will, should never be seen by audiences in a vulnerable, weak, and or submissive position? What do I mean by that? Well, I'm first going to tell you what I don't mean, and then I'll tell you what I mean. But before we get to those two things, this video stems from my tweet yesterday, and I tweeted a photo of the end of the flashback scene of Halloween Kills. I quite like the flashback scene. I think we all do. As you guys know, I'm not really a big fan of the rest of the movie. But that being said, I tweeted here, I said, this was a terrific mirroring of the cinematic tableau of the first film. I was disappointed we returned to this scene to watch the cop beat Michael to his knees. We should never see the Shape submissive or vulnerable. Let the audience fill in the details of him being captured. So again, what do I mean? What do I mean when I say that? Okay, well, again, this is what I don't mean. When I say we should never see the Shape vulnerable or in a vulnerable position or submissive or weak, I'm not talking about we should never see the Shape face adversity. You know, we should never see the Shape, being stabbed in the neck with a knitting needle or stabbed in the gut with a, butcher knife or stabbed in the eye with a coat hanger or shot 6 times off a balcony. I mean, that's just par for the course. I mean, that's the adversity that he's going to face when he's attacking people, right? That's fine. That doesn't ruin the illusion of the Shape. That doesn't ruin the mystique of the Shape. That doesn't make the Shape look like a loser. Do you know what I mean? Or submissive or weak. What I am specifically talking about is putting the Shape in a position where he's emasculated, essentially. Very much like the end of Halloween 5, The Revenge of Michael Myers, where we see him in his, coveralls and he's kneeling next to a water fountain, I think, and he's still got his mask on and he's in chains and he's just kind of kneeling there like, oh, I guess it's over. He looks like a loser. He looks defeated and weak. And listen, maybe that was the point. Maybe that was the creative choice. I just don't agree with it. I think it ruins the illusion of the mystique of the character. So in the flashback, or not in the flashback, but when we went back to the flashback, I guess, when Hawkins was talking, we had some exposition from Hawkins and, we went back to that night and we see the cop beating Michael to his knees and he just falls flat on his face and his mask is removed. And I just didn't need to see that. We know by the sheer fact that we are ending on this shot here, we know that obviously he would have been handcuffed and his mask removed and probably put in the back of a cruiser or maybe in, the paddy wagon or something. I mean, we know that this happened at some point because he was locked up for 40 years. We don't need to see it because it ruins the illusion of the mystique of the character for the audience anyway. And I just think it kind of is pulling back the curtain, like, revealing the wizard or showing how the magic trick is done. And I just don't feel it's necessary. You're free to disagree, of course, and that's always fair, but this is how I see it. So that's what I mean when I say we should never see the Shape in any sort of, vulnerable, weak, submissive position, because here you have a great ending to that flashback scene, right? It's that cinematic tableau that tips its hat to the end of the original Halloween. We pull back, we cut to black, we roll the credits. That's great. We don't need to revisit this again. I understand why we did, okay? I understand why we did, but I don't think it was necessary. And I certainly don't think it's necessary to see him emasculated right there on the front lawn of his own home, being beaten down. It humanizes him too much. It humanizes the character too much, in my estimation, in my opinion. Now, of course, it could have gone further. I mean, it only lasted a couple of seconds, but it's the principle of it, right? I don't think it's necessary, and it's not something I would ever show. So that's what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I mean when I say that we should never see the Shape in a vulnerable, weak, or submissive position. I am not talking about facing adversity or struggling to get to somebody he's chasing. I mean, obviously he's going to face adversity because the people he's chasing do not want to die. So, I mean, that's just par for the course, obviously. So hopefully that is a little more clear for those of you out there that may have been uncertain or a little confused on what I specifically meant, because I have talked about this before on the channel, and you know, there's always a few people that maybe are, but what about this or what about that? So that's why I wanted to do the video today. Again, if you disagree, that's fair. You're allowed to disagree. You're allowed to disagree. Maybe it doesn't bother you. Maybe that's not how you see it. That's fair. But that's how I see it anyway. So that's going to do it for me. Short and sweet. Well, short and sweet for me anyway. My name's Dave McRae. Comment below and let me know your thoughts. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. There's my Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. All my links are in the description. Check them out until your heart's content. And when your heart is content, check them out again. Alrighty, folks. I will talk to you soon. Cheers.